Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. This is Off-Grid Take 3, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking at a 6.3 kilowatt open generator. This is for running my alternating current if I want bigger power rather than using the little 1000 watt inverter I've done a tutorial on with the solar setup. But also we're going to talk about the solar setup too, is because I just rigged up a cable today that actually now this charges the solar setup as well as the solar panel does. So say for an example, at night time, if my batteries were low and it needed a charge and I had no sunlight, I could literally fire this up and then leave it running for a while, use the AC devices on this generator at the same time, as well as the also to charge the solar setup. And let's have a look how. So on the side here, which is where your motor stuff is, you got your on and off for the gas, on, down for on, sideways and off, that's the position, the off position. We've got choke, so we're going to need that to start it, put it into the choke position. This is a dual start, so we've got a electric and we've also got electric start with a key. So but before I start this, I'm just going to demonstrate inside the solar setup first, the voltages we're getting, and then when we start this up, we're going to have a look again to see if we're getting a higher voltage. So let's look at the front panel. So we've got two 240 volt outlets, alternating current outlets. So the first one is an extension. That's just an extension cord I use for a lot of things. So if I want to plug in my heater, if I want to plug in anything else, I just use that. As for this this one, what do you call it? So that's the extension. So the second one that's over here, that is my kitchen. So that's got my oven, fridge, AC fridge running on it when it runs. Also got my cookers as well that run off it, and also my kettle. So that's the kitchen one. And over here we have a 12 volt DC output. So the 12 volt DC output, so this is what charges the solar setup. Usually these cables, and I'll just show you it so you can see it. So this is what the inlet looks like, the males. So it's like a wall charger, but it's we call it a funny plug because of the way these are set. But this is the 12 volt DC output. Usually these come with two alligator clips, but what I've done, I used the same method as to extend the solar panel wires on my last tutorial. I've cut up another extension cord. So this is an extension cord that I originally had running from the inverter when it used to sit out here in this, but I've actually got the solar setup inside now. And all I've done is I've cut the alligator clips off, molded the brown and green wire on this in this cord, because an extension wire has three cables. They're not alternating current extension wire has three cables, but you only need two, a positive and a negative. So I use the brown as a positive and the green as a negative. You can't see it because I've already taped it all up. So that's the DC output, and that's going to charge the solar setup, and we're going to show it in action real soon. For now, I'll just show you how everything is set up inside. So inside we've got three cables that are coming through the vent. So that's was always like that, but except two cables are the alternating current from the generator, and the third one is a direct current one that goes to the solar battery, or that goes through the inverter, because with my 1000 watt inverter I got two connections, a lighter socket one and an alligator clip one. So all I done was chop the lighter socket off, or the lighter piece off that goes into a lighter socket, and then I just positive and negative, brown and green to that, and then put two sets of wires on my inverter. So here's the extension wire that I cut up, and just to prove that I did, these are the old ends that used to be on it. So these are your typical fittings for your alternating current, your wall, your house charging appliances. And so it's a bit hard to see down there, but there's an inverter. It's actually, the inverter's actually on because I'm drawing power from the solar. And also that's how the pathway. So when I'm charging the batteries, it actually goes through the power, the inverters, the 1000-watt inverters cables to get to the battery, the alligator clips. So yeah, so just to prove, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the current voltage that this setup's running at. So if we grab my electric eye, just so we can see the, because only where the controller is, it's hard to see, so we'll have some assistance. So at the moment, with the inverter running, because I'm charging 2 laptops off this off the 1000-watt inverter, we are running possibly at 12.6. So 12.6. Yeah, 12.6 it says. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the generator up, and usually how you tell that this is actual charging from the generator is you'll notice that the voltage will rise on this thing, so it'll go from 12.6 to roughly 12.8, 12.9, and it'll the longer the generator runs, the more it charges. So what we're going to do is we're going to electric start the generator. I can pull start it to life, but we're going to use the electric start because we have a starter motor in this thing, and we're going to prove that this also charges the solar setup. There's a re-switch breaker switch on the DC as well as a surge switch on the AC, so if any overloading happens or if the battery is charged, it'll pop the DC out, or the DC breaker up, so it breaks the circuit so it doesn't overcharge the batteries, which is a good feature. But we have also got a AC breaker too, so in case there's an overload, it'll pop it out, this one here, and then yeah. So we're going to start the generator. So we turn the key once and it's on. Got to make sure the gas is to the on position. Choke's on. Now let's start it. 3, 2, 1. Take off. Make sure that I always make sure that the DC 12-volt switch is on, which it is. It hasn't popped out. So now that's running. And if we go back to our voltage reader, if we look at the voltage, and I'm still running the AC inverter, the 1000-watt AC inverter, now we are getting 12.9. Yep, we're reading 12.9 at the moment. Sorry, my camera's a bit fuzzy. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden decided to do that. But this is reading 12.9. So we are definitely charging. We've got a load on this as well. The inverter running, charging 2 laptops, and it's charging. And while that's charging, I am thirsty for coffee. So I've got my kitchen set up. Oops, I'll just make sure that this switch is on. Oh, I think it actually came out, so just make sure that it's in properly in the generator side, because I've been moving it around. Okay, I've had the breaker off. So now, as you heard, the generator it's got a load on it. It's the kettle, so it's not as surging as much as it did. So since the kettle's on it, it actually changes its tune a little bit. And the more load I have on it, the more it actually sounds. But if I take the load off, it'll actually sound like that, like it's idling. So See, we've got the kettle that's on. My fridge runs, so my fridge is on too. Oh, so the fridge is going. These are not going yet because I'm not using them, but these are connected. Those are connected as well. So, and just to prove we're still going on charging as I'm using my generator. The battery is now sitting at 13.1. So that is charging from the generator as well as I'm using it. So this is nifty if the solar setup is low, and I can just leave the generator running. See, we're hitting the 13.2 now, so it is actually getting up there slowly. See, we're going from 1.2, 1.2, we're getting 12.9, now we're getting 13.1, and now it's going to the 13.2. At the same time, I am actually boiling a kettle. I can run a heater, but as long as the generator is running, it's charging it, as well as if I was to get solar during the daytime, it'll be double charging it. And I'm still charging laptop 1 and laptop 2 on the inverter, so the inverter's on. And yeah, so I just thought I would show my generator running. So let me go, since there's a load on it. So yeah, that's now charging, because before I only used to run my AC devices, and I wanted it to charge my solar setup when I had like a cloudy day. So that is doing both. I'm boiling a kettle on this at this current time, and I'm charging the solar setup. So yeah, this works like a charm. So yeah, I just thought I would demonstrate the tutorial of a 6.3 kilowatt generator. It's going to be a bit loud, but I'll show you how much I'm pulling from this. So it's got a little... That's how much I'm pulling at the moment. So yeah, and I just filled this up with gasoline. I need to refill it, but I just thought I'd boil me a kettle and give my solar setup a charge at the same time. So yeah, I just thought I'd demonstrate my generator and how I actually got it to charge my solar setup at the same time. So until next time everybody, have a good day. Sorry for the loud generator, and hopefully learn something new, and then until next time, I like to say, enjoy using the